When I was about 7 years old, I almost drowned. I went to a friend's house and she had an in-ground pool. And I can't swim really well, but I went too far past the shallow end and went into the deep end, and I started going under. And she came over and she tried to save me, but I was pulling her under and she was pulling me under, and we were just fighting against each other. And so her dad actually had to jump in and save us. But to me, that's what depression and anxiety feels like. It feels like there's a weight that's just pushing you under, and you can't quite break free. And no matter how much you kick your legs and you move your arms, you just can't quite break that surface. In retrospect, I think I have probably dealt with depression and anxiety my entire life. I've always had a real low self-esteem. I'd beat myself up if I couldn't succeed at every single thing that I did. I'd panic over things that most people thought were just nothing, but was massive and huge to me. But the depression really didn't show up, I don't think, until about 2007, and that's when Ronnie and I decided that we weren't going to try for a baby anymore. And I was just overwhelmed with a huge amount of sadness. And I felt like I was ruining Ronnie's life. I felt like I was a failure. I felt like Ronnie was throwing away any chance that he had to be a dad. And so I went to my doctor and I was prescribed some medication, and it was to help me get through that. And so I stayed on that medication for about a year, and I did really good. But I reached a point where I thought, hey, you know, I think that I can do this without this medication. So I came off of it. And so since then, I think I've managed life. I think that's the best way to try to describe it, is that I just manage. Lots of times I feel like I am just hanging by a thread. Put on a smile and a happy face, and you just try to get through each day. I've learned that sometimes the people that you think are the happiest are the ones that carry around the most sadness, that have the biggest burdens. Some days I wake up and I am just overwhelmed with an extreme amount of dread, and you just know that it's going to be a bad day, and the world's against you, everybody's against you, you're all alone, nobody's there for you. But about 6 months ago, I started experiencing obsessive worry, and it was about dying. And it wasn't about what was going to happen to me when I died, because I am secure in the fact that when I leave this world, that the next thing that I see will be Jesus. But I wanted details. I wanted to know exactly how everything was going to be. I needed to know, was I going to know Ronnie? Was I going to know Peyton? Was I going to remember this world? What was going to happen to my family if I died tomorrow? So that is the kind of worries that I was having, and I just couldn't get past it. It was affecting my entire day. I'd hear a song, it's somehow related to death. I would watch the news and I would be in tears. I couldn't watch television at all because it somehow all came back to that. So I finally told Ronnie that I thought I needed help. And even saying the words to him made me feel like I was weak. I mean, I'm a Christian. I'm not supposed to find all my strength in Jesus, but I had lost all happiness. And I wasn't even sure who I was anymore. And I wasn't even sure if the girl that I've always been was even here. So I did find a doctor, and I'm getting help. And it's hard for people to understand unless you've lived it. The irrational worry, the overwhelming sadness, the tears that just come from nowhere. And I desperately want to try and help those people understand that love me the most. But I just can't. And I often want to hide it. I want to tuck it all away and just act like I have it all together and just put it away like it's a dirty little secret. I mean, I'm an employee at a church, and I struggle with depression and anxiety every single day. I told Mark that I was in a battle with something that I couldn't see or understand. And he told me, as followers of Christ, we all are, every day. And he's right. But we can't give up. We have to keep fighting the fight. I don't think my anxiety or my depression makes me any less of a Christian. The fact that I battle it every day doesn't mean that I don't pray desperately for the depression and anxiety to go away. It doesn't mean that I don't read my Bible. I do all those things. But it's a process. I can't let it define me anymore. And I have to stop letting other people define me with it. First and foremost, I am a child of God. And through it all, Jesus has been there. He walks with me through every step of this. I can't rationalize it all. I can't make you understand it. And maybe I'm not supposed to be able to. I do know, though, that when I get on the other side of this, that I will see what God's plan was. I do believe that God is good all the time. Those times when I feel like I'm alone, He's there. He has blessed me with an amazing husband. And He did indeed make me a mother. Not how I planned, but how He planned. And I have a wonderful family, and I have amazing friends who support me and love me through it. If you struggle, tell someone. Surround yourself with people who love you and who love God. Find your we that will listen to you and love you through it.